Sure. Here's a family story. The mystery of Grandpa's workshop. The sun had barely risen when Sarah, the youngest member of the Johnson family, tiptoed down the creaky wooden stairs of their old farmhouse. She was on a mission to solve the mystery of Grandpa's workshop. Her grandfather, a retired mechanic, had passed away a few weeks earlier. Since then, the family had been going through his belongings, sharing memories and finding hidden treasures. But no one had ventured into his workshop at the back of the property. It was a place filled with old tools, rusty engines, and a collection of odds and ends that only Grandpa seemed to understand. Sarah reached the workshop door and hesitated. She remembered her grandfather's stories about the things he'd built and the adventures he'd had. But she also remembered his warning, "Never go in there without me." But now that he was gone, the workshop felt like a secret waiting to be uncovered. Taking a deep breath, she turned the doorknob and stepped inside. Dust motes floated in the air, illuminated by the rays of sunlight streaming through the grimy windows. Tools hung from the walls, neatly organized, and a workbench stretched along one side of the room. But what caught Sarah's attention was a large, covered object in the corner, draped in a faded canvas tarp. With a sense of anticipation, she walked over to the tarp and carefully lifted it. Beneath it, she found an old motorcycle, its chrome gleaming despite the years of dust and neglect. It was a classic Harley-Davidson, kind Grandpa had always talked about restoring, but never seemed to get around to. Sarah's heart raced as she examined the bike. It was in surprisingly good condition, and she wondered why Grandpa had kept it hidden. As she explored the workshop further, she found a stack of old photos tucked away in a drawer. They showed her grandfather as a young man, standing proudly beside the same motorcycle, a wide grin on his face. There were other photos, too, him on the road, visiting distant places, always with that same adventurous spirit. By the time the rest of the family woke up, Sarah had gathered the photos and cleaned off the motorcycle. When her parents and siblings came to find her, she shared what she discovered. Together, they pieced together the story of Grandpa's secret journeys, his love for the open road, and the dreams he'd kept alive in that workshop. The Johnson family decided to restore the motorcycle, not just as a tribute to their grandfather, but as a way to honor his adventurous spirit. They spent weekends working on it, sharing stories, and learning new skills. By the end of the summer, the bike was ready to hit the road again. On the day they took it for its first ride, Sarah sat on the back seat, holding on tight as her father revved the engine. As they cruised down the country roads, the wind in their hair, they felt Grandpa's presence with them, his spirit alive in the roar of the engine and the freedom of the ride. It was a new chapter for the Johnson family, one that reminded them that even though Grandpa was gone, his legacy of adventure and exploration would always be with them. I hope you enjoyed this family story. Would you like another one, or is there a different topic you're interested in?